Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts version 1.6. Yes, 1.6 has arrived, and unfortunately, that means the end of our previous series with Japan. However, do not fret, we are here with Spain. So, Spain is kind of a funny series for me because I've been playtesting it. I've played a few games as Spain, trying out different paths, trying out different strategies to try to see what would be the most efficient and most effective way to play Spain. And one of the things that I have found is it's actually most efficient to play it relatively historically. Now, we're not necessarily going to be playing it historically in this one because I just want to have fun and I want to blow shit up. However, we are going to be introducing a bit of a concept for this one. Due to the economic changes with 1.6, basically making battleships kind of like these are the big boys that you build to get the tonnage you need in order to do invasions. But if you build too many of them, they're going to hurt your economy hard. Spain is actually in a very excellent position in this regard because Spain doesn't build a lot of battleships to begin with. It's a cruiser fleet. Historically speaking, Dreadnought-wise, the Spanish only built 2 of them. I don't remember the name of the Dreadnoughts off the top of my head, but they only built 2 Dreadnoughts and then focused primarily on heavy cruisers and light cruisers and destroyers. Like that's just how historically the Spanish nation coped with the changing naval situation across the world. And historically speaking, minus the situation with, of course, a funny little war over here, it actually worked out pretty well for them in the end. Spain had, even losing the predominance of its colonies by the end of the 19th century, was actually in a pretty strong position. It was starting to recover economically from its time of having one of the most egregiously inflated currencies in the world. Frankly speaking, if you know anything about the currency situation in Spain, you understand just how terrible the overall situation for them was. And the Spanish crown was kind of in a funny position in that regard. So, also, for this, we will not be specifically playing as the Spanish Empire. We're going to have some fun with this one. So, hope you guys enjoy. So, let's go ahead and get set and get ready. So, with playing as Spain, you don't want to build large amounts of shipyard capacity, or shipyard size, I should say. You don't want to be building large amounts of that early. And you have to kind of micromanage this very heavily in order to truly be able to succeed. And it also comes with the tech choices. So again, we're going to primarily be focusing on cruisers with some dreadnoughts and battleships to give us the tonnage in order to be able to do invasions. But primarily, we're going to be focusing on cruisers. And so the normal play style that you guys might be used to with other nations, you're not going to want to do those. You're just not going to want to. So for this playthrough, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our normal opening with engines and armor quality. We want to get triple expansion engines as quickly as possible. They're just a big help. Armor quality, we want to get Harvey armor unlocked as quickly as possible in order to be able to get the weight savings and the protection from the armor. And then we're also going to focus on our normal weight-saving technologies across the board. But we're going to focus on small guns primarily because this is the bread and butter of our fleet right here. The big guns, we will get there with them. But the small guns are what are going to be doing the work in this situation. If we come over here to ship design real quick. So early on, we are probably not going to be building any battleships whatsoever. For example, the modified barbette ship here. This is not necessarily a waste of time. It's basically a super heavy cruiser, like an old style ironclad battleship, it's not necessarily a waste of time if you want to have a couple of these available to act as the anchor for your fleet. It's not a bad move. However, personally, I don't find them too imposing. The same thing can't be said about heavy cruisers. Heavy cruisers are your bread and butter. These are what are going to be doing the damage for the most part. These are what you're going to want to focus on. So early on, our heavy cruiser option is the hybrid light cruiser, because it can bring somewhat larger guns to the field. So let's go ahead and outfit this bad boy. And then actually, let's go minimalist. Then we're going to go single smokestack for right now. We'll see what we get afterwards. And then main gun-wise. So for this, we are actually going to go ahead and go... We're going to elect for 7-inch guns. I've been playing with 6-inch gun heavy cruisers in the beginning for a while, and I've started to get a feel for them, that they're not nearly as good as they used to be with some of the changes that they've made in the recent patches. I think 7-inch guns are basically the standard that you have to go with in this early game. 6-inch guns being, that's what you put on your light cruisers. Period, end of story. You can do 7-inch light cruisers, no problem, but when you start with your heavy cruisers, you have to do the 7-inch guns, in my opinion. And again, just my opinion. Let's see, what can we do? Secondary gun one. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to put any turrets on here. And then we're going to put some 4-inch guns. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why am I putting a bunch of 2-inch guns and not putting more 4-inch guns? With this hull, it's a very inefficient hull without the weight-saving bonuses. It's not good. So we are going to put a lot of quick-firing 2-inch guns on here and then have a few extra 4-inch guns to really mess up those light cruisers, and then the 7-inch guns, those are what are going to be beating up on the bigger stuff that the enemy is going to throw at us. And then armor-wise, we're not going to be able to put too much armor on these things. They're not very heavily armored ships in the beginning. We're going to put what we can, but it's going to be a chore to armor them properly. So, and then let's see, go up to 4, go up to 5. What's the max belt we can put on a 5.5? Let's go with that. 3, 3, 4, 4. Actually, we might actually be able to get some decent armor on these. Let's go a 5.4 belt, and then can we fit this on here? No. Okay, we'll leave it like that. And then armor-wise, can we do a 1-inch belt or a 1-inch decks? Okay, cool. We can do that. We'll put this up to 2.5 just to give it a little more protection. Put that up to half inch. All right. So very basic, very simple heavy cruiser to start us off with. This will be the bruiser for our initial fleet. And you might be looking at the range, you're like, oh my god, this thing sucks. This is what you have to contend with as the Spanish in the beginning. You have to contend with the fact that you're going to have to make some hard concessions when it comes to the capability of your ships, or when it comes to the range of your ships, I should say. the operational range is not very good when you're dealing with the lower weights available. So let's go ahead and do this. Now, in regards to these hulls right here, the torpedo cruiser, the light cruiser 1, the light cruiser 2, light cruiser 3, you guys know what you know what hulls I'm talking about. I have actually found that trying to stick guns here, I don't know what it is, but this is definitely one of those cases where less is more. These ships seem to do a lot better accuracy-wise if you have a few less guns overall. I've been noticing in playtesting, like I was doing a Germany playtest, and like the initial torpedo cruiser I had as my Colonial cruiser, and I just had nothing but 4-inch guns on it across the board. I think the German version of the torpedo cruiser can get like 14 guns, and the thing couldn't hit the broadside of a freaking barn if it wanted to. It was kind of ridiculous. So it was like, okay, well, apparently something needs to change here. And I'm kind of just assuming, like, okay, there's some accuracy penalties going on here. All right, and then let's go 1, 1, 2, 1. And then, oh yeah, torpedoes. I should not forget the torpedoes, because torpedoes are fun. And then in regards to guns, we'll go 2.9-inch guns. I forget what 2.9, because 3-inch is 76 millimeters, so this is basically a 30 or 72, 73 millimeter gun. And then we're going to go to a 4.7-inch gun for our main battery. I think that will do good. And we can increase the armor a little bit just to make them a little better protection-wise. Can we do this? Yes, we can. All right, tighten up those a little bit. Just kind of. Well, actually, you know what? It would be better. Can we get rid of that offset as much as possible? You know what? We'll just roll with that, I guess. Yeah, we'll roll with that right there. Again, we're not going for super range. We have a global empire that we're going to be putting these ships in. So we don't need a lot of range because these ships are going to be dispersed. They're going to be operating in their own dedicated regions. So we don't want to sit there and try to be like, oh, we're going to build out, these super, long-range main fleet cruisers and stuff like that. We're not building those yet. We'll build those, but we're not building those ones yet. So in case of... So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 8. So we're going to put 2 heavy cruisers in each of our main colonial ports. So our main colonial ports are Santiago de Cuba, Havana. So let's go ahead and do these. Actually, you know what? We'll also do 2 more, and we'll put another squadron in San Juan, and then we'll do Manila and Davao. All right, and then down here, let's think. So those, I'm gonna have to put, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Because this covers Philippine Sea, this covers Southeast Asia. Okay, and then, so that's all the heavy cruisers we're gonna do. So we'll do as many light cruisers as we can. All right, so we can do 23. Let's do 22. Yeah. All right, and then we'll go ahead and stick a few of these alongside each of the main groupings. Send one. Manila. Davao. And then we'll put these last two into Bata. So we have something in that region as well. Where's Bata? There we go. All right. So that is our initial starting fleet. 10 heavy cruisers, 22 light cruisers. Again, we don't have the economy to be building a massive fleet initially. We have to kind of spin things up, get things going. So real quick, let's take a look at our... okay, so we actually have a pretty decent situation with our government. So naval budget 41%, GDP growth minus 5%. That's not that great, but it's kind of offset by the increase, province income plus 10%, military power plus 20%, which that's the politicking side of things, and then unrest minus 15% or plus 15%, I should say. So we're actually not that bad off in regards to our political situation. So we kind of want to try to maintain things. We need to try to maintain this current situation just to be able to help out our situation. We also need to grow our GDP, and we need to get ourselves into a position to take on Big Baddie. Now, our other goal is to flood the Caribbean with as many forces as we can, because we want to reestablish the empire. Yes, the Grand Armada is going to retake the empire. And in order to do that, we need to put as many forces into the Caribbean as possible to get events firing that allow us to take these provinces. And the more provinces we can take, the more money we're going to make, the more ships we can put in this region, etc., etc., etc. That is the goal. The same thing can be said about this region here, so we can take Mauritania, southern Algeria, Morocco, etc., etc. Then, of course, we have over here, same deal. We are looking to rebuild the empire, but also take extra territories. You know, taking Thailand, for example, is going to be a huge boon for us because it has a really decent-sized port. This is going to help us when Davao and Manila aren't bad, but we can actually put a battleship in Bangkok. So it's going to be important to do that. Now, you might be wondering, hey, you didn't put any forces in your home provinces. We will build them. Don't worry, it will happen. Cadiz and Malaga. So the plan is that, actually, Haluva, my bad. Haluva and Malaga will become what we are going to refer to as garrison bases here. They are going to be where I put these early designs. They will be put in those two places to help protect the mainland. Our main fleet stuff, that's not available yet. Mallorca is going to be turned into a submarine base, most likely. And we're going to use it to just house a shit ton of submarines when we finally get submarines going. And they're just going to be a menace to the Mediterranean. The same thing is kind of going to happen with Western Sahara. We're just going to turn into a massive submarine base, and then Santa Cruz will be the fleet base for this area as well. And this will be the forces that interact with the Central Atlantic. Bata is going to have to get built up in order to be able to have more forces available for the West Africa region. We basically, in order to really secure our position, we need to be taking territory a little bit everywhere in order to be able to have the capacity to actually have the forces on the map to protect what we already have. So let's go ahead and start up the campaign. Yes, I know my expenditures are incredibly high. I understand that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and see what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and turn down crew training for right now. And let's turn down this a little bit to 50%. we are going to... We're just going to make sure we're positive on crew training. We can't really build any ships right now. But once we get our transport capacity up, we're going to be in a much better position. Now, in regards to the United States, we need to keep them off our back. The longer we can keep them off our back, the more prepared we're going to be in order to actually fight them. And when I say fight them, I mean we're going to be fucking taking this bitch. Like, I want everything, USA, and you're going to be giving it to me. So we need to secure this. Now, there is something to be said. I don't know what's going on with the event. I've noticed, like, I've held Panama as another country, and the event for the Panama Canal never fired. I think it might have been a bug or something. I don't know. We will have to see. Hopefully it does fire, because, you know, it kind of sucks having to sail all the way around South America. That happened in one of my games. It was like 1923, 24. I had taken the Panama Canal like in 1905 or something like that, or Panama in like 1905, and the canal never built. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. All right, so we failed to get the boost in relations, but that's fine. We're not immediately going to be at war, so we're safe in that regard. We just need to build this up, and it's kind of what this initial phase is going to be. Just building up, getting ourselves into a better position, being able to build the limited forces that we can build, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and build. Since we have the budget to do so, let's start building 2 more of the heavy cruisers. And this bad boy is going to go in Malaga. Now, our goal is to just get the forces that are going to shield us initially built, and then the attacking forces will be built at a later time, once we start getting the heavier hulls. And that's kind of the goal, is we need to have the heavier hulls so we have the cruiser tonnage, because that's kind of the important part, is our cruisers need to be able to take provinces. So our fleets, we're going to have several fleets that are, no, everybody can frack off. I'm not accepting that. Let's try that again. I do not want to sacrifice, because of the situation we're in, we don't have naval budget to sacrifice for GDP. Like, that is the issue. We do not have budget to sacrifice. We cannot sacrifice budget. So everybody needs to shove off. And we just failed it again. Oh my lord. This is not going to be good. All right. Come on. Let's see. Who are they friends with? They're friends with the Brit, or they're friendlier with the Brits. I'm not doing too well with the Brits. So we'll cycle between Brits and the USA for right now, just to try to get this going. We got the British boost. Let's boost the Americans. Let's start building another 2 heavy cruisers. You can go there. All right, finance-wise, we're doing good. Unfortunately, we're not going to have too much crew availability early on, which, that's fine. We're not building anything right now, other than a few extra ships just to put into the home region. There we go. That's what we needed. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's go ahead and boost with the French now as well, because we just need to keep people off our backs. That is our goal right now, is keep people off of our backs, because if we allow them to get into a position to attack us, that's where we're going to die. Now, once we start getting more tonnage and we're able to start being able to produce the bigger fleet ships that we are going to need in order to be able to do this, it's going to be pretty good. Now, when it comes to dreadnoughts, the Spanish, if you get them into the right position, they can build, I would say, four to six dreadnoughts / battleships. That's where you want to be. Battlecruiser, you can get away with matching it. Basically, kind of have to think of it from like the 6-6 fleet plan that the Japanese had. Is you can get into that position where, okay, I can do this and I can do this, but if I do either one of them too much, it's going to be a problem. And that's kind of where you have to be with your mindset when playing the Spanish. So, okay. Now, let's go ahead and start building a few. Actually, how many crew do these cruisers take? Okay. We're going to build 4 more light cruisers. We still have the... Okay, cool. Now, we're not going to put... This will be the last of the ships that we build, I think, for right now. Because these ships will eventually, they will get relegated. Where's... I'm just missing it, apparently. These ships will get relegated to the colonial regions after we start building our bigger battleships. But until that point, you know, we still have to have some defenses. Can't just leave it completely open. All right. And also with our crew, our very, very slim crew recruitment, 5% crew training right now. We can't really do much. So our goal is now that we've kind of gotten ourselves into a decent position in this regard, we need to start raising our research budget as fast as possible. Every time we have excess cash in the monthly balance, we need to raise the naval research budget. Now, when it comes to our battleships and our battlecruisers, because we will use battlecruisers a lot as the Spanish. I'm pretty sure that they are a battlecruiser centric play style. Like, yes, once you get to a certain point, you can kind of start upping the ante, especially once you start taking a bunch of territory. Like, for example, last time I play tested, now this is before the economic changes, so we'll see with the economic changes, but I took the Gulf Coast, southeastern seaboard, eastern USA, and Maine from the US, and I took all of this right here, and I basically controlled the entirety of the Caribbean anyways. So I had a pretty good economic base overall that I could support a bunch more battleships, but with the economic changes that we are now under, we'll have to see what happens there. I'm going in with the mindset of, oh, hey, I build battleships, my economy is going to crash. And as we finish these ships up, we'll be able to ram more money into the naval research budget, which will just give us even more capability to accelerate this stuff. Because and that's also the other thing, is that it feels like Spain kind of has to rely on higher tech. They need to rely on the ability to kill people without dying. Because it's like, oh, hey, if I lose a ship, it's a huge deal. So we definitely don't want to be losing ships willy-nilly. And mind you, these heavy cruisers, like, right here, even though they're just 4,000 tons and they have limited overall armament, they're not bad ships with a little bit of tech. Now, unfortunately, because we don't have any ability to really, like, if we look, that's one ship without flaws. That's 3 ships with flaws. No flaws, thank God. Flaws. like as you can see, like, without the quality control, our the performance of our ships are going to suffer hardcore. And it's actually really funny. I have truly come to learn the power of flaws in the naval construction mechanics. They really determine whether or not a class of ship is good or not, period, end of story. If you have a shit ton of flaws in a class of ship, that class sucks across the board. And there's nothing you can really do to rectify it, like, because those flaws, there's some of them you can get rid of, but there are certain ones that you just cannot, like, at all. So it's like, ooh, okay, well, this sucks. All right. January 1891, we have our first series of shipyard expansion finished, which we'll go ahead and re-queue up. Now, again, doing this method rather than doing full 24 months of construction and doing the 12 months of construction, it means that you have more money available to throw around in other places, and you need that flexibility. And because we're not going to be building bigger ships anyways, we're focused primarily on smaller ships, it's going to be a definitive bonus. Cruisers, destroyers, and then again, when we eventually get to the point of dreadnoughts, we'll be building a few, but we're not going to be building too many. So we're still a decent way off of getting triple expansion steam engines available, but we're also finishing up the ships that we were building. Let's actually take a look at the crew pool. Actually, you know what? We'll wait until these finish. So we're not going to be building any more heavy cruisers, but the light cruisers, if I could build a few more, I will. Rather have a few more ships available here if I can, and then we also need to start throwing more weight into this region as well. I think I'll just start building a bunch more light cruisers to throw over here, because we got, I can put 3 here, I can put 2 more here, I can put 2 more here. I've got some space to throw some more cruisers over there. So yes. And that's kind of how you have to play this. You just have to prep. Tex, I had to think of his name for a second. I haven't watched. Has he uploaded recently? I haven't noticed one of his videos. I might have just missed it because I've been so freaking busy recently. Oh, what are you doing, Germany? Don't do that. Why? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? Go away. Don't talk to me or my son again. No, I don't want the smoke, please. Thank you. All right. And keep on building, keep on building. All right. Actually, you know what? We'll finish filling out the Caribbean before we finish doing anything else here. Unfortunately, we have not got any events to reduce our unrest, which is really annoying. All right, so with the Americans, we do not want to improve relations to the point where we have positive relations with them. We want to improve relations enough to keep them above -50. Because -50 is where you naturally start accruing tension with people. If you are naturally accruing tension with people, then that's a problem. If you're not, then that's good. It means you're not going to go to war immediately. It's like, oh, hey. All right, let's go ahead and build... we'll build 4 more ships. We'll put 4 in Guantanamo. Okay, go like that. All right, cool. And then, again, we'll put 2 more in each of these other 3, I think. Well, we can't put any more in San Juan yet. But we'll put 2 more in each of these. And again, we're like combined. The combined strength is what matters. Is, okay, hey, we're able to have enough strength here that if we get a mission or get a conquest to conquer, Haiti or the Dominican Republic, being able to jump on that, or Costa Rica or Nicaragua or Honduras. Unfortunately, El Salvador, if we get that one, that's going to be annoying because El Salvador, we have to sail all the way around to get it. So it's like, if that one pops, I'm not going to go for it because I can't get to it. It's just one of those unfortunate ones where it's like, it's counted as the Caribbean. Like, that's the thing that really annoys me. Oh, no, it is actually counted as, okay, cool. I thought that one, because this one right here, Balboa, is counted as the Caribbean. So, it's like, I thought this one was also counted as the Caribbean, and that's why I always got events to fire for it, but it's Western South America. Okay, weird. But yeah, Balboa, even though it's on this side, it's counted as the Caribbean. I don't know why. I just don't get it. All right, so let's... So those are finishing up. Those are commissioning. I would love some events to get my unrest down. I like my government right now. I want to maintain this government. All right, boost with the Germans again, or try to boost with them, I guess. And then okay, so crew pool wise, yeah, we're not going to have enough crew for this. So we're going to go ahead and suspend these for right now. We'll build 2 of them. And then we need to start raising this a little bit. What would it cost to put it to 10%? 2 million. Holy crap. All right, well, it's going to take us a while. And you know what? It's not worth it. It's more worth it to do this because this equals us being able to get the techs faster. We'll handle the crew problems later. Oh, nice. We got a double. We actually got a double off of that. Nice. All right, cool. All right, diplomacy-wise, we're looking great. And we have an overall naval tonnage of 100,000, which is good. It's not great because it's all tied up in the light cruiser, or it's mainly tied up in the light cruisers. Which are only 2,000 tons each, so it's kind of limited in that in its overall individual capability. But it's a good situation to be in that we at least have a decent sized navy. So keep raising this. I'm surprised we haven't gotten any events fired for the Caribbean yet. What is our overall? What's our overall strength in the Caribbean? Yeah, our power projection's limited. Oh, it's limited because the Americans have 4 battleships in the freaking. Why do you have 4 battleships here? Oh, hey, this is my territory. I don't know what you're smoking. All right, and keep on ticking this up. Ah, Germany, no. I don't want to be your friend, but I also don't want to be your enemy. Please. Please, senor, please. Damn it, Germany. Stop it. Stop being annoying. All right. All right. Everybody else is good. Everybody is good and proper. I'm gonna go ahead and try to boost with the Japanese as well. I just don't want them feeling like, hey, we can take the Philippines. No, you can't. Philippines are mine. That's my colony. I don't know what you think you got, but it's my colony. So it looks like the Ottoman Empire is the only place where we're really seeing any movement. It doesn't... Let's actually do a map check here in a second. See if there's been any movement whatsoever. Oh, crap. I do not have this. I'm going to have to sacrifice the freaking GDP. It's... fuck. I'm going to do that. I normally wouldn't do it, but I'm going to do that rather than take the hit that... Okay, I'm gonna take the GDP boost there. All right, what's our budget right now? It's under 5.5. As long as it doesn't go under 5%, we're fine, but... I got my unrest down, so that's good. All right, so... The Dutch East Indies are not rebelling yet, so the Dutch are doing good in that regard. North Rhodesia has been taken by the Germans, so there has been some movement. North Rhodesia is now, or Northern Rhodesia is now German, which is hilarious because that completely shuts off the ability for the British to push north. If the Germans take, Belgium has lost Congo as well. So that's a great situation for the Germans. Like, the Germans are in a really good position here because they've prevented... Because Orange Free State, the OFS, and Transvaal tend to stay free. Like, I don't know why, but they tend to stay free. Southern Rhodesia is free. It's actually Zimbabwe. What? I thought this was... okay, whatever. Weird. Portugal still has Angola and Mozambique. All right, so... We've got several rebellions going on. So Syria, Iraq, and Cyrenaica. Nothing going on over here. Doesn't look like anything's going on over here. Okay, so no major map changes yet, but the Germans have set themselves up pretty well in Africa. So good job, Germany. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of an unrest hit and a prestige hit for the extra cash, because the extra cash, more money I can put in the bank early like this, the better. So let's boost this as much as we can. And then, yeah, our biggest problem is our crew totals. But unfortunately, recruiting and training crews is very fucking expensive. So until we finish up building out the Merchant Marine, we really can't do anything about that. But we're almost done with it, and so it'll be a perfectly fine situation for us. We're about to finish this up. And then this got 2 turns. All right, cool. Take this up a little bit. Actually, you know what? We're just going to max this out at this point. I think we've gotten to the point where we're just going to max that out. And actually, if they actually max out the Merchant Marine... No, it's not going to max out. I was about to say, this is like, I have never gotten it done within the first 2 years. I've never gotten it done in the first 2 years. That would have been impressive if I had actually gotten that done. So, politics, looking snazzy. Everybody's kind of just keeping the situation copacetic. We're looking decent. All right. So triple expansion, very nice. Go ahead and tick this off. Let's go ahead and start getting our weight savings as well. Small guns, working on 3-inch. Hopefully we don't skip 4-inch. I was playing a playtest last night for a couple hours, and I had the tech skip over 4 to 5-inch guns, and I'm like, I don't need 5-inch guns. I'm not using 5-inch guns at all right now, and it was just so freaking annoying. And it was like, why do this? Why, game? Why, Gary? Why? All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, so that'll put us the 14,200, which pretty respectable. Let's go ahead and reduce this down to. I can't. They need to make it so you can click this and set it. Like, they need to make that happen. And then in regards to this, let's start increasing it as we can. Merchant Marine is now fully built. We have a maxed out tech budget. We can start working on the crew training budget. And we're in a pretty good position. We're in a very good position, actually. We need more crew to be able to outfit our ships. Because we have more tonnage that we need to put in the water. Okay. So, yeah, no, we're not doing this. I will take a small relations hit. The prestige doesn't matter. Prestige does not matter to just get the money. So that's a good trade. That's a good trade. Here we go. Costa Rica. Let's go. Oh, great. This right here is exactly what we needed. We're going to have to pull in every single ship we have in the region. Just every single one of them. Hey, bring yourselves out of Gitmo, boys. We're going to Costa Rica. Hopefully this is enough tonnage. I think it should be enough. I hope it's enough, but we will see. And then let's try to put it to 10% for right now. Just get that little bonus because that will help us get ships out a little bit faster, and we have the bank to work with it. So Costa Rica, 153 million, decent population. So and if we capture Costa Rica, it actually sets us up in a really good position to take Nicaragua and Honduras as well. So that would be a really good situation. 60% chance. Oh, lordy. I hope we can do it. Because I really can't. There's not really a possibility of bringing extra forces over. I guess I should have put the extra forces from here over here. Damn it. Damn it. I wanted that. Let's go ahead and queue these back up as well so that they can be built. And you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to send them over. Full send. I'm just gonna send these guys over to the Caribbean. Just screw it at this point. All right. Yeah, no, we are not ready for war whatsoever. We do not need that. Yes, I will happily take prestige hits in order to avoid war. I'm getting a bunch of events to go to war, and I don't like it. It's like, no, please, no, please. I don't like it. I don't want it. All right, so finance-wise, let's cut this down just a little bit. Just make it so that we stretch our finances as much as possible. Okay, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Please, dear God, give me Costa Rica. Please, 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 please. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Okay. Did we get it? Please tell me we got it. Yes. Oh, this is so good. That's another good-sized port that we can put ships in. I love it. All right, cool. Awesome. It's more real estate for doing real estate things. All right. Cool. Probably I said something about not building too many of these starting ships, but I think I'm gonna build a lot more of them. Oh man. So we got Costa Rica. This sets us up in a really good position to take more stuff in general. So that's great. Again, we kind of don't have, like, do we have any allies right now? We do have Sweden. Sweden, why are you not ordering boats? Excuse me, Sweden. Oh, crap, I forgot to swap tech. I forgot to swap tech focus. Okay, so actually we're going to turn this off right now. Actually, you know what? We'll put it on rangefinders. Actually, no. We're going to focus on guns and armor for right now. Because we haven't got an armor forging one yet, but armor forging isn't as important as new riveting tech. So, and we've got the boiler, the lighter boilers, and the lighter reciprocating system. We've got this. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we need to be. Let's go ahead and tell the fleet to not be on active duty. Thank you. And then yeah, we're just needing to gain crew population at this point in time. That's all we need is more crew, more boats. That's all we need. Ah, yeah. Oh, you fucking ask for it, and they fucking come. They come in clutch. Very nice. Okay, so 3 boats for. It was only 60%, but you know what? At this point in time, I will take anything I can get if it means making money. We need money. We need money bad. The migration of the British is occurring, apparently. Jesus Christ. Like, why do you have so many ships out? It is amazing. Like, as a player, you cannot have ships roaming around the map that way. Like, you just can't. Like, you can do it sometimes, but it's when you're in a position of strength that just can't be challenged properly. On a normal basis, that would not be possible for the player. It's like, no. I can't do that. Why are you allowed to do it? All right, so Yeah, let's... Yeah, we've got the... We should have the crew for these other two soon. That's good. Now, there is something to say that once you get to a certain point as the Spanish Empire, you can kind of stop... take a little bit of that for some cash. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that trade. That's a good trade. That's a good trade right there. We like those kinds of trades. And we're about to get Harvey, which is good. We're en route to Mark II 4-inch guns, which, you know, it's going to take us a while to get the Mark II 7-inch guns, but I'm not that concerned about it right now. As soon as we get the Harvey, we're going to swap over to coincidence rangefinders so we can get that on our cruisers. Again, as I said in the video yesterday when I was going over the update and the fixes and the patch in general, coincidence rangefinder is going to be your short range rangefinder, and then you're probably going to have to use stereoscopic for long range gunnery, just in general. Period in the story. They definitely, if they did what I think they did, they made it so stereoscopic is effectively required for that. So make sure you're using it, boys, because, well, you're going to regret not using it. I'm going to use Guantanamo Bay as the ships that I don't bring out to do things. The ships in the other ports, they will come out and do things, but the ones in Guantanamo, they're just going to be the patrol ships. They will be the escorts for the transports. And with that little bit of cash we got from that event, that's really helping us, because this is going to let our crew numbers regenerate a lot quicker. Basically, we need to be at as close to the red line without going over the red line as possible at this point in time. It's very unfortunate playing as the Spanish at times. Oh, the Netherlands and the British signed a alliance. That sucks, because the Netherlands is a great freaking country to be able to hit, because they do have a province here. They have the Dutch Antilles. And also over here, being able to take chunks of the Indonesia region. It's great to be able to do that. If they're allied with the Brits, not so much. Because every time you take one of their provinces in an event, well, it hits the relations. And it's like, ooh, I don't want to go to war with the Brits. The Brits are the one guys I don't want to be at war with, because I die instantaneously. It's like, oh, you had a transport fleet? What transport fleet? All right. Thank you for ignoring the provocations. Okay, let's go ahead and hit these guys with a smooch. We ain't smacking them in the dick this time. We're smooching them on the cheek. Give a goodnight kiss to the homies, boys. Give a goodnight kiss to the homies. So... and 14,200, very nice. And then let's go ahead and queue the next run up. That'll put us over 1,600, very nice. We're still negative 3 million, which is very annoying. All right. Oh, he's giving me a crap ton of money. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Like, at this point in time, if the government wants to hand me money, like, I'll take a bit of an unrest hit. Like, we're managing it pretty decently. As long as you're below 20, you're managing it pretty well. All right, and we can go ahead and build out. Let's build out 2 more cruisers now. Stick these bad boys into Guantanamo Bay. Yee yee, boys. And, okay, so tech-wise, we have 1 more turn. Let's go ahead and cycle that turn real fast. Boom. All right. Swap this over to coincidence rangefinders. And then as soon as we have Mark II 4-inch guns, we'll be able to refit our light cruisers with all the tech, with all the improvements. I would love to have, I would love to go for secondary guns on light cruisers first, but we're not going to be able to do it yet. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. I hope that you guys are learning something, because Spain is a really fun nation to play. Like, I have play tested, and let's just say what you see on the map currently was a really nice shade in the play test by, I think it was like 1925. So it was a really fun time to play. It's just, it's a very grueling build-up in the first 5 to 10 years to get to the point where you can just start going ham on people. And it relies very heavily on events for conquests and whatnot. But anyways, guys, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.